Although the yogis and jnanis are trying to understand God, they are not aware of their illusory condition. Maya sukhaya bharam udvato vimudhan. They are fools because they are working hard for illusory happiness. There is no question of peace for them. The Gyanis or speculators wanting to get relief from the hard work of this material world reject this material world. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. See, understand this thing. Why Srila Prabhupada is calling even the yogis and Gyanis as fools? Because if one is trying for liberation, he just want to end this cycle of birth and death, then this is also illusory happiness. Illusory happiness is not only, the desires for material possessions, but if he's seeking for liberation, he want to end this cycle of birth and death, then that is also illusory happiness. Why? Because he is not hankering, he is not desiring to serve Krishna. See, our constitutional state is that we are eternal servants of Lord. And until and unless we will not engage in services to Lord, we cannot be happy. We cannot be satisfied. So that's why any desire except serving Lord is illusory happiness. Because one can only get happy if he satisfies Krishna. So even for such people, there is no question of peace. I don't know if you have met with any such person, but you will see such people who are, they are following lots of austerities in their lives. Just like you will see right now in Mahakumbh, I heard that there are several yogis who have been practicing some whatever they are practicing in caves for years. They are practicing their sadhanas in caves. Caves, are you getting caves? For years. They are doing it for years. And now, just like this Mahakumbh is happening these days, so they went there for the sake of um, taking holy bath. And you know what? Even when, in my family, this discussion was going that, yeah, we should also go. And even few devotees, they were also saying me that we should visit there, we should go there. This happens only once in whole lifetime. Yes, this happens once in maybe 145 years. I'm not sure, but yeah. But when I was thinking of, when I was planning to go there in my mind, I was feeling so much anxiety. I was thinking, oh, it's too much to go there. It's like very hard. It's a great austerity to go there. There is so crowd of people and taking bath and all. And actually, there is no need for devotees to go there. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a shlok, Gokoti Danam Grahane Khagasya Prayag Gangotar Kalpavasa. Something like this. I don't remember the whole verse. But yes, in this verse, it is mentioned that any person who has chanted holy name of Krishna, he has only chanted once Krishna or Govinda or any holy name of Krishna, then that name is not equivalent even If any person, if he is giving uh, like a large quantity of gold, and like what quantity, like how much quantity, as equivalent to the very big mountain, that is Sumeru mountain is the most largest mountain of this whole universe. So any person, he is giving in charity gold equivalent to that Sumeru mountain, or any person, he is giving millions and billions of cows at the time of uh, uh, Grahan, what we say Grahan in English language. You might, yes, solar eclipse. Sorry, I was forgetting this term. Yes. So any person, he is giving in charity millions and billions of cows in solar eclipse. So then, or any person, he is residing near Prayag for long. How long? Equivalent to the age of Brahmaji. Means he is residing there for hundreds and years, thousands and thousands of years. But then also, all these austerities, austerities and charities, sacrifices, if you will put here in one hand, and if you said Krishna, you put Krishna here on another side. One side, you put all these sacrifices and charities on one side, and on the other side you put Krishna's one holy name of Krishna. Then also, that whole charity is not equivalent to the 1/4 part of the holy name of Krishna. Means we cannot measure the potency of the holy name of Krishna. This is the bottom line of this verse. So you have already bathed thousands and millions and billions of times in Mahakumbh if you are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So see the potency of the holy name of Krishna. Just know that we are not serving an ordinary person. We are serving Supreme Personality. So, yes, and one can only get satisfied if he serves such great Supreme Personality. Because this is our constitutional state, isn't it? We always want to serve. If you will observe, you will find that every person in this material world, he is serving because it is his very nature to serve others. But if we put our this beautiful quality of serving towards Krishna, and if we are serving other people also in connection to Krishna, then that is the great fortune. And only that way one can experience real peace, bliss, and satisfaction in his life. So the Gyanis or speculators wanting to get relief from the hard work of this material world and reject this material world. For them, they think Brahma Satyam. Brahma is Brahman, the beautiful transcendental light of the transcendental body of Krishna. So they think that effulgence is everything, bright effulgence is everything, and this material world is false. But see, this is false. False means it is mentioned in scriptures only that this material world is false. False means temporary. It's not like we are not in material world. We are so much here. But it's just this material world is temporary. In that context, it is this world is false. Their position is a little higher than that of the Karmis because the Karmis have taken this material world as everything. They say here we shall be happy. And their dharma or religion consists of trying to make a peaceful atmosphere within this material world. So, yes, although, you know, these people who are following some austerities in their life and all those things, so yeah, they have their position is little higher than that of the karmis because karmis means the materialistic people. They think that this material world is everything. This is our world. We will stay here, we will live here, and we will be happy. And they try to make this material atmosphere, the atmosphere of this material world, peaceful, which is not possible. So yeah, the position of such yogis or gyanis, that is little higher. Their position is little higher than these materialistic people because at least they are trying to, do to perform at least some austerity in their life. Actually, not some. You should understand. They perform lots of austerities in their lives. I really observe this when I practice my yoga. So at last, practicing pranayam is too much for me. Sitting still and focusing on breath, breathing out, breathing in. It is really too much for me. I can practice yoga, moving body here and there and all those things, but sitting still and, concentrating like that on breathe and all those things, it is very, very difficult for me. And it is actually difficult for Kalyugites. And I am not saying this. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me quote this for all of you. Very interesting verse where it is mentioned that here in this time of Kali Yuga, it is very, very difficult for people to concentrate. See, it's here. Hmm. I have to search that shloka. Okay, it's 1.1.10. Yes. So in this age of Kali, men have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So let me just read this verse for you. It is very interesting. That the people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self realization. The human life is especially meant for self realization. That is to say, men should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle for life in material existence and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Men means human beings. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately becomes victims of misguided teachers. So yes, here it is mentioned all these things, the qualities of the people in the stage of Kali Yuga, that how they are trapped here. And I also read it somewhere where Shaunak Rishi, he says that I have a great desire, like we all have great desires um, to get liberate liberated from this material world. But because our minds, because of the influence of this age of Kali, our minds are so disturbed that we are not capable of concentrating. So it is because of the influence of this age of Kali that it is very difficult for people to concentrate, to sit silently and to concentrate. It is very, very difficult because our minds are disturbed. So, yes, that's why um, Lord has told us very easy process, that is chanting and hearing his holy names and his glories. It's just that easy. The fools do not know that this has been tried for millions of years but has never happened and never will happen. What? The atmosphere of material world can never be peaceful. In fact, it is designed in that way that person cannot stay peaceful here until and unless he is serving Krishna. How can peace in the material world be possible when Krishna, the creator himself, says that this place is meant for trouble and miseries? So, yes, Krishna himself is saying this in Bhagavad Gita. Abrahma bhuvana loka punar avartino arjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. Abrahma bhuvana loka punar avartino arjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. So, are you getting this point? If any person he is desiring to go in heavenly planets, then that is also material world. Material world means this repeated cycle of birth and death is there in all the planets, whether it is the highest planet or the lowest planet. So that's why even any person, if he's desiring to get promoted in highest planets of this material world, but then also he can never be satisfied. You know why? Because our constitutional state is we are eternal, and anything temporary cannot satisfy this eternal being. Are you getting this? We always hanker for permanent happiness, or whatever we have, we always want it for permanent time, for eternal time, isn't it? Whether it's our whatever, our body or whatever things our possessing, we always want it for always. And this is amazing, energy of Krishna, illusory energy, that even though we know this, we are very much aware of this fact that anything which we are possessing, it will not remain with us for always. Even this body is not there with us for always. But then also, we do not think about such matters. This is because of the influence of the illusory energy of Krishna. Dukhalyam ashashvatam. Not only is this world full of suffering, but it is also temporary. One cannot simply agree to go ahead suffering the threefold miseries and stay here. You only tell me, if I give you a beautiful feast, I offer you a beautiful feast in that plate, beautiful food, prasadam plate offered to Krishna. You have beautiful, colorful chapatis. I mean, colorful means beetroot chapati, spinach chapati. They're looking very beautiful. You have different sabzis, malai kofta or butter paneer masala or whatever, different sabzis, curries, beautiful dessert, rasgulla, sandesh, rasmalai, fruit cream. You have beautiful glass of buttermilk, and the feast is like nectar, very lavish. And but you're sitting and you have um in your foot, you have, what to say, I mean, there is something. Suppose there is a needle and it is stuck in your toe, on your toe, and it is very painful. So your foot is paining. Then will you be able to relish this beautiful feast? No, right? So same way, any person, if he's staying in this material world and he has all the comforts, but he will have to suffer threefold miseries. He will have to suffer diseases, old age. He will have to suffer miseries from other beings, mosquito biting and all those things, and the natural disasters. So he will have to suffer these threefold miseries. So how can he stay peaceful in this material world? It is not possible. Even that will not be allowed. What will not be allowed? You suppose any person is saying that, okay, we have no problem, we can make temporary solutions for our permanent problems, and we will be happy, we will stay here in this material world. But even that will not be allowed. You can't stay in this material world for always. Why? Because ashashvatam, this material world is also temporary. Material means temporary. So material body is temporary, material things are temporary, and this material world is also temporary. In this world, he will not only be punished while staying here, but he will also be kicked out at the end. Very beautiful point one devotee was telling, that we don't take birth in this material world. We didn't we didn't take birth in this material world. We have been kicked off in this material world. Are you getting, are you understanding the language? Why kick? Why we have been kicked here? Because we haven't took birth here with our own, from our own wish. I mean, there is no control on our birth. That's why we have been kicked here. One may accumulate a large bank of balance or an expensive home, a wife, children, and so many amenities. And he may think, I am living very peacefully. But at any day, he may be told, please get out. Any day means death can come any day. Even if he has collected all those comforts, amenities, but at any day he may be told to please get out. You just get out of this world. Not world, actually, to get out of your present designation, whatever you are holding. The moment we, you know, leave this body, all our designations, all our amenities that we were possessing, they 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 just they are just snatched away from us. Why? He will ask, why? It is my house and it is paid for. I have money and a job and responsibilities. Why should I get out? Just get out. Don't talk. Get out. You just leave this body just right now. Any person may say that, oh, let me drink some water. No, just you have to leave your body right now. Right now. Don't speak anything. Right now. Just leave your body. Just get out. On that day, a man sees God. Oh, I did not believe in God, he may think. But now here is God finishing off everything. This it is said that the demoniac recognition recognize Krishna is death as death, for it is at that time that he takes everything from away from them. Yes. So see, let's understand this with an example. You will see a female lioness. So, or let's take an example of a cat. You will see a cat, a female cat for sure. She holds her kitten. She holds her kitten with her mouth with so much of affection, isn't it? And with same mouth, she also holds the mouse, her feast. So she is holding both kitten and mouse with her same mouth, but there is a huge difference in her holding in both the cases. Same way, any person who has just wasted his whole life and he has not served Krishna, even after getting this human form of life, then he is recognized as death. He recognized Krishna as death at the last stage. And a devotee, he recognized Krishna as his supreme well-wisher, supreme father, and he happily go back to him. So for a demoniac person, Krishna is someone who takes everything away from him. And for a devotee, Krishna is someone who is giving everything to him. Krishna gives himself to his devotee, his abode. Krishna is so nice. I mean, this really touched my heart that Krishna gives himself to his devotees. Krishna is so grateful. He feels so grateful of whatever services we do for him. He's so grateful. He thinks, oh, he has given me his homage. He has given me his everything. Now I'm left with nothing. So I will give him to myself. This is how Krishna is. Why do we want to see God as death? When the demon Hiranyakashipu saw Krishna, he saw him as death personified. But the devotee Prahlad saw him in his personal form as his beloved Lord. Those who challenge God will see him in his ghastly aspect. But those who are devoted to him will see him in his personal form. In any case, everyone will ultimately see God. But there is a difference in both the cases. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. A person who is honest can always see Krishna everywhere. Krishna says, try to understand me. Try to see me everywhere. So this is very beautiful point which I was explaining to one of the devotees. I was telling him, let's see, Krishna consciousness means you remember Krishna. You remember Krishna and you do not forget Krishna. So he is a drummer. He loves drumming or singing music. He loves to perform music. So I was telling him that if you will, like, you can become Krishna conscious by your music as well. If you sing for Krishna, if you perform music for Krishna, then that way also your consciousness is getting purified and you're becoming more and more conscious about Krishna. So Krishna consciousness is extremely easy. You can turn your interests towards Krishna and you can passionately engross yourself in your passion, in your interest for Krishna. By way of facilitating this method, the Lord says, now, says, Raso ham apsu kaunteya. I am the taste of water. When we are thirsty and need a glass of water, we can think, yes, we can think of Krishna. I just deflected here. When we are thirsty and need a glass of water, we can drink it and feel happy, understanding that the power of water to quench our thirst is Krishna. So, yes, I often feel it. Like I try to remember Krishna in that way when I practice my yoga. So, the fresh air which I feel it as a presence of Krishna. You know, the fresh air, you can feel it in that way that it is also coming from Krishna when Krishna is breathing nicely. So that the that that fresh air which you are experiencing, you can feel the presence of Krishna in that way. That, oh, Krishna is with me. I can feel his presence through this fresh air or through the sun rays or just like here when you are consuming water. So that water which is quenching our thirst. You know, you are feeling satisfied while drinking water. So that is also Krishna. Similarly, as soon as there is sunrise or moonshine, we can see Krishna, for he says, Prabhasmi 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. I am the sun and moon. At a further stage, we can see Krishna as the life force within everything. As he indicates in Bhagavad Gita, here comes the verse 7.9. पुण्यो गन्धः पृथ्व्यां च तेजस्यामि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथ्व्यां च तेजश्चास् तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु. Where Krishna says, I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the light and fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. Bhagavad Gita 7.9. So, in this way, here is a nice assignment for all of you. Today, whatever you are doing, if you're smelling something, of course, if you're smelling a flower, you smell it after offering to Krishna, or even the food. Those are the remnants of Krishna, which is Krishna himself. So when you're smelling the nice fragrance of your food, your flowers, which you offer to Krishna, you can experience the presence of Krishna in that fragrance. I mean, you can at least think that way. Or um, whatever you see around yourself, you're consuming food. So that satisfaction after consuming nice prasadam, you can experience Krishna's presence in that way. When you're drinking water, then you're experience that taste of water in that way, the presence of Krishna. Just like if you're cooking, so you're chopping vegetables, fruits, or whatever things, you can see, oh, it's coming from Krishna. Because ultimately, everything belongs to Krishna. So this way we can see Krishna's relation with everything. We can see Krishna as the life force within everything. And this is how you become Krishna conscious, which is the perfection of this human form of life. So I was thinking to complete this chapter, but there are more things to discuss. And I don't want to, just read it for the sake of reading or completing the chapter. We should always discuss nicely. So we will be continuing our discussion tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be completing this chapter tomorrow if Krishna is willing. And this way this book will get complete, the Matchless Gift. Okay, we'll continue it tomorrow now. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.